Bibbaringa is 935 hectares, 45 k's north-east of Albury. I've run it as a beef cattle enterprise, and also I'm very much aware of the environment, and I'm trying to build up the soil and biodiversity on the property in a natural way to make it more profitable, but it's just a slower outcome.
Here at Bibbaringa, we've seen some fantastic examples of carbon farming in practice. Jill here has planted over 60,000 trees and has really focused on maintaining ground cover across her whole property in order to build that carbon storage both in the soil and in the biomass of the trees.
My aim on this property is to build the biodiversity, the soil carbon and the trees, the ground cover. For me, ground cover is supreme. I can't see how I can move forward without keeping 100% ground cover 100% of the time. When I first came here, the property was very run down, so we first established a rotational grazing scheme based on holistic management, and then we built up the ground cover. At the same time, I planted 60,000 trees all over the property in paddock-size tree breaks.
Environmental planning, such as what we've seen here at Jill's place, is just one way in which producers can actually participate in the carbon trading scheme.
The fencing and the stock management and the gullies, as well as the trees, has definitely put more litter and more ground cover, so you're building soil in those areas. So you're getting better water retention, and the soil microbes and fungus are all getting an opportunity to express themselves. So basically nature's starting to do what it wants to do. If you allow nature to heal, nature will do it on its own accord.
There are a number of activities that producers can do on farm to actually help reduce their greenhouse gas emissions, which can then go on to earn them Australian carbon credit units. These units can then be potentially traded on the open market, either sold to the government or sold on the secondary market.
We're getting really good responses in the treed areas, but all over the whole property. Because with the grazing program I've got here through holistic management, I'm allowing 90 to 150 days rest period. So that gives the plants enough time to recover so that they can start doing photosynthesis and building root matter.
A project of this type aims to establish a permanent planting of mixed native trees in the landscape, which will draw carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere, storing that in the carbon in the biomass of the trees. Now this biomass can then be potentially turned into Australian carbon credit units.
The benefits I'm getting by just the methodology of increasing the soil carbon, like most of this property is now 3%, which when white man first came to Australia is nothing, but 3% is okay, and I'm actually starting to build soil. But definitely the bird life is improving. The insects, the dung beetles, they're the tractors. They keep processing basically the energy from the sun into the plants, into the animal, and then the dung beetle return it back to the soils. And I don't need to put on this property a lot of fertiliser, I can do it in a natural process. So this carbon trading, it's quite natural for me to do it, but it's an added bonus if I can make more money out of it.
The Emissions Reduction Fund is a voluntary scheme that aims at reducing Australia's greenhouse gas emissions. It does this by providing an incentives-based program for producers to engage in different practices on their farm that will enable them to reduce their emissions.
To me, it's just a magic property. As soon as when we purchased it, we drove in here and we looked at each other and said, this is special, this place. And for us it's special, and other people say it is too. I'm not going anywhere soon. Yeah, I love this place. This is where I'm meant to be at this point of time. Yeah.